GRIDLIFE Midwest Festival, an annual gathering for music and motorsports in South Haven, Michigan. Welcome back to a sunny Saturday here in Western Michigan. Kyle Heyer joined by Arjuna Kankapati and Jackson Lambros. Pace car lights are on. We're just moments away from starting GRIDLIFE Rush Series, race number 1. Arjuna, welcome back. I'm excited to show you a race for the first time here this weekend because this is when we finally get to go wheel to wheel and battle it out for a race win. Excited?
Very. I'll be honest, the Rush Series is one I've seen on social media, on YouTube quite a bit. 40, 50 car grids, tight confines racing, GT4 levels of performance, and a lot of strong competition up the front of the field as well, with some of the up-and-comers that we need to keep our eyes on, trying to level themselves against the benchmark of professional racing champions.
Yeah, and of course our starting lineup here, James French and Blair Hosey sharing that front row. Blair Hosey sort of the house driver. Father David Hosey started Rush Auto Works. Zerton Grimm starts in 3rd place, and Justin Kelly starts alongside him in 4th in the number 86. Strong qualifying effort there. Ryerson Whistle starts 5th, and Ryan Leach was ignored the black and red flag, so he'll have a 10th-place grid penalty. Bryce Mersberger in the 114 starts in 7th, and Jalen Batley in 8th. Anthony Magagnoli in 9th place. Ellis Spezia rounds out your top 10. Andy Volkel in the number 34 kicks things off in 11th place, and Isaac Nolan in 12th in the number 46, followed by youngster Max Kraus and Brett DiGiacomo in car number 12, starting in 14th. Row 8 brings us Tony Barber for his first start in the GRIDLIFE Rush Series. John Robinson is back with us in 16th place. Grant Bourne rolls off 17th in the 127. Hassan Ahmed, 18th. Then in row number 10 is Jason Ayler in the 74. Jared Anderson in the 99 starts in 20th place, with Trip Stout and Jordan Musser starting 21st and 22nd. Not sure if they got Musser's car put back together. It has been a struggle so far. Gabriel Nitre and Keegan Bosch share row number 12. Two young drivers making their way up in motorsports. Ethan Hardesty starts 25th. Ryan Anderson in 26th, with Robert Desjardins and Lee Kellers sharing row 14. We get back to the 15th row. 29th and 30th starters Nick Billingsley and Kyle Melnick in the number 9 and 35 cars respectively. Michael Neff starts 31st in the 199. Ben Carroll rolls off in 32nd. In 33rd place, it's Jeffrey Gordon. No, not that one. In the number 54 car. Then Bill Dorrance in 20th in the 20 car, 34th place. Heath Pomerantz in the 511, and Kelsey Anderson starts 36th. 37th is Pat Brady in the 82. Jake Sanders in the 77 rolls off 38th. Then Matt Wilson and Jeff Hardesty, 39th and 40th. And there's still 2 more rows to go. And it's 41st place. Sam Reed. J.D. Kroll starts in 42nd in the number 135 car. Then it's A.J. Campo and Paul Click starting in 44th. That is your 44 car starting lineup here, Arjuna. It's going to be a hornet's nest into turn 1.
And the competition at the front, like I said, is so tight, and with, I would argue, a lack of hard braking zones, which usually are the primary passing opportunities, at a relatively single groove track outside of a couple of points, the start here is going to be crucial. And you told me something yesterday that I've been thinking about overnight, that the leader controls which row they start on, and that reshuffles everyone else behind them. Which side of this track is our leader, a pole sitter, going to end up starting from?
Yeah, I didn't catch which way the splitter had them go. Again, they get to choose. They coordinate that beforehand, and then everyone else filters back and forth. So the first 2 turns at this racetrack are a left and a right. The left is a 90 degree. The right is 180. So I would much rather be on the right side of the racetrack here. But there are many drivers that still choose driver's left, and they prefer that wider run because you get pinched down in the center of turn 2. It's really a toss-up, and I can't say that either one has been historically more dominant.
I think if I'm at the front of the field, if I'm the pole sitter, I'd rather be on the outside. But once I get to the 3rd row, 4th row on back, and those concertinas start to build, the outside momentum through turn 2 might actually be a benefit. Only problem is you've left yourself on the outside of the track into turn 3 and 4 as well. And so unless you're able to get the power down and clear, it's going to be difficult into the middle sector of the lap. That middle sector is where we'll see a couple of different lines come to play as well. So keep an eye out for that, especially maybe here at turn 10. If you're in a conga line, something you could do is try and swing out wide, cut back down, and try and get a good run off the corner.
Well, they're doing a nice job packing up. I was a little worried there for a minute when we were still streaming cars out. With a grid this big, sometimes you need 2 pace laps to do it. Remember that our races are roughly 15 minutes long. There's a little wiggle room there, so when you see the timer hit 0, if it's not white flag, don't panic. It's just how it is here in Grid Life. So lights are out on the safety car, and that means that we are going green next time by. The Grid Life Rush Series. If you're interested, visit the Rush Auto Works website. You can have one brand new for about $50,000 on the used market for much less than that. Arjuna, the journey for the first lap here, just stay out of trouble.
And then see where the chips fall. There's the threat of safety cars as well.
One more thing I forgot to tell you, Arjuna. In Grid Life, green means go. You don't have to wait in line. There's no rows or columns to worry about. Once you get the green, and we'll get at the further flag stand towards turn 1, then we will get racing. Here we go. Green flag, and we're underway in the Grid Life Rush Series. Race number 1, storming down to the first corner. 4 wide in the background. That math doesn't play out. Can we get them all through? One car's off in the background and spinning.
I think that's the Rush liveried car. Oh, 21-12 off in the grass, unfortunately, but the leader's relatively tidy for them. And I think James French was on the outside as they went out through turn 1. Will he control the lead as we now duck down into the middle part of the lap?
Still 3 wide at turn 3. Couple cars getting shuffled around. And Jason Ayler dropping his tires in the dirt there at the exit of turn 3. Now thundering down to turn 5, or buzzing, depending on how you want to describe the sounds of these cars, into the dual apex left-handers, turns 5 and turn 6. The car that was stranded at turn 1 is up and away, and will carry on to turn 7, Arjuna.
Nice tidy start, all things considered. That first corner can be such a choke point, but now we start to see the single file as the leaders start to stretch their legs. 3 at the front who are trying to break away, and they'll try to avoid fighting with one another. All this fighting in the mid-pack is great to watch. It's not quick on the clock.
No, it's not, especially through this section of the racetrack. And side by side there, a couple of the white liveried cars in the background. Can't get the numbers at him from that distance, but up onto the back straightaway. French leads over Hosey, over Ayrton Grimm. Ryan Leach is now 4th. I think Justin Kelly fell a few spots in the opening moments of this. And there is your lead trio with French out front, Hosey P2.
And so onto the brakes. Watch the level of performance through the corners that these cars can provide. GT4 levels of performance at a cost of about 20% of the actual car value, let alone the running cost. A little bit of a snatch of the right front there from James French as he dips in through the first corner. What a start from Ayrton Grimm, though, up to 3rd.
Yeah, great start for the 17-year-old, freshly 17, and just recently got emancipated so he can race at Watkins Glen next month. There's an 18-year-old rule, got to be over 18 to compete there. And he's so much into racing, his family's so into racing, they went through all the legal trouble to get him legally emancipated to compete with us next month. Trouble, turn 3, cars out. I think that's Brett DiGiacomo that was off track by the sand trap. There was one other car involved in the full course yellow, is out.
So 2 cars come to a grinding halt, and 2 other cars, one of the pink machines and one of our green entries.
That's Kyle Melnick in the green car. And there's, again, issues at turn 3 as well. That is the 150 at turn 3 that's gotten turned back around. I think the other was DiGiacomo. That's Tony Barber in the 150 car. New number and entry this weekend, so still learning the permutations of those things. But
and this is the reality of a 45-car grid. You are going to have battle groups, and inevitably, as much as this is a series where we try and incentivize racing without contact, close quarters racing sometimes results in contact when you get those small wiggles. Think back a couple of weeks ago in NASCAR and the big hit that Christopher Bell took, no fault of his own, because another car got loose on his inside and washed up the track. And at least at turn 10B, which is where the first incident that we saw was, that is one of the corners where I think we'll see some danger. So
this is leaving 11 here. Now, the cars have cleared themselves. There is some debris there, and they might decide to leave it because it's well offline, which means that if the other group of cars can clear themselves, then we might be able to get green next time by and preserve some of this race. But they'll bunch the field back up and turn them back loose. And no, unfortunately, is it the 595 that got stuck over there, the blue and white car?
I thought I saw the number the same as you, but not finding it on my entry list. Looks like a slightly NASCAR-inspired peak sort of look on it.
Jason Ayler's got 74 and has that partnership, but is that...
Bit more trouble at this part of the track, unfortunately.
And that was 5 and 6, yeah?
I think so, and I was going to say that is the entire front end of the
sorry,
car
this is 1 and 2, yeah.
ripped off, and now with the car stranded on the left side of the track, that I think will need the flatbed to get back into the paddock.
Wow, that was a lot of drama there all over the place. Kelsey Anderson is the 19 car that's had the front end sort of removed from it. Yeah, that's the whole front clip off that car, which again, there's a couple of connectors that hold these body panels onto the car, and they come off easily enough that you can get at it easily in the paddock, so it's not that alarming to see one off the car here, but yeah, the flatbed is out.
And that's either John Robinson or Jared Anderson, based on a very orange rear end that's also parked and pointed in the wrong direction.
I think it is Jared Anderson, and the irony there is Jared and Kelsey are married, so that would be unfortunate to say the least, but again, I don't know how it began, but without seeing a replay of it, and again, there was 3 separate incidents all at the same time.
Hey, if there was someone else involved, I can only imagine the arguments.
Oh, man. Well, the racing gods giveth and the racing gods taketh away. So.
And we unfortunately aren't going to get to talk about one of the main things I was waiting for in racing. Not just the wheel-to-wheel racing, but where's the Mini Pooper?
I think we're expected to see that in the TC. I think they're going to split the field a little bit, but we will have the Mini Pooper as a pace car here and there. We should have a view of a couple of these incidents. The one at turn 2, I don't believe we have, but the other ones, I think we do have envisioned. So we'll get those to you momentarily as the field is behind the safety car. This will be a couple of minutes of cleanup. We do everything in our power to get a couple of green laps, and here's a look at one of them here. This was the one into 3.
Oh.
So that was Jalen Batley that went for a slide and comes back on. And then the other incident was behind. So
the yellow flag's already waving there.
Yeah, so what it sounds like, and our producer's telling us in our ear, that he went off and everyone else did the same exact thing. So
just
fluid?
maybe a bit hot into the corner as well. If it was fluid, I would have thought a few more cars would have had issues as well, but that is a possibility. And really, I think the top 3 are the ones who are probably the most frustrated by all of this, because they had broken away quite nicely, French Hosey and Grimm, and it's going to be a hopeful restart in which fourth on back try and put the pressure on once again after that slight mistake from that yellow Rush SR, saw the field drop back slightly. Yeah,
that was Jalen Batley that went for that slide at turn 3, coming off of a win at Sebring. There's Kyle Melnick's car looking a little worse for wear.
Well, that car's already got braces on it, so what more can you do other than braces to...
Using a phrase that Ryan Marine used last week that I very much enjoyed, it's looking a little less fit for purpose now. Yeah, and then that was the car that was, I can't quite get the number off that car, can we? I made the number boards bigger this year, Arjuna, but they're still hard to get at sometimes.
It's a 3-digit number, so that makes it a little bit easier to try and tell.
Who's dropped off the timing and score? Hassan Ahmed, maybe? No.
No, because he's in a pink car.
Yeah, he might have been the one at turn 11, the pink car.
Anthony Magnoli in that 585. You were correct.
Oh, that's right. I think
we got the number wrong, I think.
And that is the side pod off the 808, which is, I believe, Dixon Davenport. No, sorry, Gabriel Nitre in that car.
And that's taken a hit, no question about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and again, the bodywork is very much surface level. The strength of the driver compartment is really second to none. It's very strong in there, and it's much larger inside than you would think. There are definitely some drivers that are well over 6 feet that fit just fine in these things. They're much roomier than they look like they would be, but certainly pretty good wallop to knock the entire side of the car off there.
Yeah, and it also had a little bit more compression on the right front corner of the car as well, so expecting that maybe a 2-part incident there.
Yeah, the challenge with this cleanup is it's not like it was just 1 or 2 cars.
There's 4 or 5.
There's 4 or 5 in all different places. So this is like the nightmare for the safety team to have to go grab, cars from all over the racetrack. Thankfully, it's relatively easy here at Gingerman Raceway to drive between the corners. There's plenty of little pathways and roads and things, but my optimism for getting this race back underway, unfortunately, doesn't seem very high.
Well,
and it was great for a lap.
It's not uncommon in spec racing, let's be honest, where you do get the field being so close, and therefore I've commentated on my fair share of red flags over spec racing and having to fill those time periods when some series don't have strict schedules to adhere to, and suddenly you're waiting for an hour and a half to go racing.
Yeah, we will not be doing that. Generally, the policy, and the tower will joke about it a little bit here and there, that if you guys want to go out there and crash into each other, then you guys can talk about it in the paddock, and we'll let everyone else go out there and race. But again, there's certain weekends that it's just tougher than others, right? So
it's a busy schedule today as well.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the luck of the racing gods wasn't on the Rush side today. Now, going back to the large fields, though, at Road Atlanta, I don't think we had a full course yellow. Maybe we had one at Road Atlanta in the 4 races, and then CMP did pretty well there, too. So in general, with the grid sizes that we've had, our yellow to green ratio has been pretty solid. GLTC, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say anything about GLTC, but I'll just tell you that good job, guys.
Well, what
and gals.
What I will talk about then, as someone new to the world of Rush SR, is the unique format that we're running this weekend. There's a couple of different event formats in the rulebook, but assuming that we do get a couple of green flag laps under our belt, maybe 1 or 2, and we finish this race off, whatever the top 10 results are, they will re-qualify later on today.
Yes, they will, after race 2.
Oh, so there's still one more race before
that. So
okay.
Race 1, the way that this works, and this is true for all series here this weekend, race 1, the finishing order is going to set the grid for race 2. And then race 3 is set by the fastest lap from race 2, with one exception. The 10 drivers that have the fastest lap from race 2 will also get to run in the top 10 shootout. They run 10th to 1st, and then one at a time, one lap. Fastest lap starts first for race 3. So that's how that works. That car is moving nowhere.
I think they may have tried to move it slightly, and the bodywork may have come attached on the left side as well, because it's looking a little bit worse for wear. Less fit for purpose than it was last time that we saw this car, unfortunately. And this probably is, they're going to have to remove the bodywork first before they can move the car. But this is likely the car that is going to need the most help to get recovered. Driver already out of the car as well. Now, you said when the clock hits 0, we may not see the checkered flag.
Yeah, we're already in a delay, so I don't know that race control is going to give them a lot of time. Again, the scheduled end of this, which means cars in the pit lane, track is clear, I believe was 12:40. It's 12:35 local time. So,
so we were about 20 minutes delayed. For anyone who missed the morning, we had in our drift session, well, a fire. It was spectacular more than anything. But after that fire, we found out there was an oil spill from turn 9 to turn 12 from one of those drift cars. So had to go out, put the speedy dry down, and ensure the track was fit for racing. And they did a great job to get us back relatively onto schedule.
So I think what we're going to do. I think if they are able to get this car on a hook, we will likely get a lap, is my optimism speaking. They will do a green and a white at the same time. We have done it before. But that is all that I would expect. I wouldn't expect more than that. And I don't know if we roll by the start-finish line behind the safety car next time, I don't know that we will get an additional lap.
And so we haven't talked championship just yet, but it's a fun fight that has developed inside of those first 2 rounds of the championship. Mersberger with a 27-point advantage over Ryan Leach. Blair Hosey then a further 18 points back. James French sits 4th in points and effectively 50-something back from our championship leader. It's a good result for James French, especially with Mersberger being a bit further down through the field. But it's only the first race of 4 this weekend. There's still a lot of track time for these competitors to get under their belt.
Yeah, here's a look at the points as we pan back around in the background. But here's James French, as you pointed out, on top there. So this is going well for him, I have to say. Blair Hosey and Eric Grimm. Actually, looks like this is
results?
Not calculating the way that I would like that to. No, that is.
Yeah, that looks like track order right now.
No, yeah, that is not the way that I was hoping that would go. So interesting. Sometimes you find bugs and you're like, I don't even know how it happened, but I'll investigate that one.
Hey, as a former software engineer, I am so glad that I don't have those chills of getting paged at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I know why. Because, okay, I just thought of this.
You just fixed the issue. It is mine.
Yeah, so it's calculating points including the weekend, right? And because we're in the middle of a race, no points have been assigned yet. That's why there was 3-2-1 for the qualifying points. So that will be correct after this race. So technically, it wasn't even wrong. It was just the points.
Time traveled.
Up to qualifying. So, no, that's right. The checkered flag is waved, though, and James French is going to win this one under control of the safety car. Blair Hosey, Ayrton Grimm will snag a podium, then Ryan Leach, Kelly, Merzberger, Spezia, Whistle, Nolan, and Vocal.
It's a lot of work for some of these teams now to do to get their cars ready for the second race based on the amount of damage that we've seen. And I'm sure there's more that we haven't seen.
And here's a look at the race results here for Rush Race 1. And like the points, this is the results here. And it'll be 25 points to add to the 3 that James French had in qualifying. Leach, Kelly, Merzberger, Spezia, Whistle, Nolan, and Andy Vocal scoring a top 10. And there's the rest of the running order there, Arjuna. Again, ignore the gap there as they're coming across the line. It still shows them a lap down, but don't worry about that. Jalen Batley salvaged a 13th, all things considered, with that big off at turn 3.
Yeah, he'll be a bit frustrated with himself, I think. Maybe a bit too overcommitted at the start. But then you get down to outside of the top 30, and that's where we really see the signs of the trouble, the multiple incidents in this race. But a good sign that, you know, 20th through 30th able to survive mostly unscathed. It was really 35th on back where we start to see those troubles begin.
All right. Rush Race 1 is complete here from Gingerman Raceway. Under the control of the safety car, we got a lap. Well, for more, we've got another race and a top 10 shootout coming your way for Rush. It is lunchtime here at the racetrack, so if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see some content courtesy of our friends at Subi Mods, and we'll be back with live action with IBOC GLTC Race 1 in 1 hour. We'll see you then.